What's up YouTube? Georgia Silver Hunter back, and today we'll be hunting a box of pennies. But not just any box of pennies. This box was provided by Pine Creek Coins, and he is out of California. And looking through the holes, it does look like we've got some new coins, but it looks like we've got some copper in there as well. And I'm hoping to just have a little bit of a different penny hunt, because I've been hunting Georgia boxes for about 2 years now, and they're starting to get a little stagnant. So looking for some new coins from a different part of the country. So excited to jump into these. And I should give you a little warning. This may turn into a 2-box hunt, because as part of this trade, he also wanted some of the coin crimps that I've put my name on as part of a channel donation. And instead of just giving me cash for those, he threw in another box of pennies. So I don't know if this is going to be a 1-box hunt or a 2-box hunt. If the first box turns out really, really good, we'll save the second box for another hunt. If it's thin on the finds, we'll jump in to the second box. So with that said, let's jump into it. Now, as you can see, Pine Creek Coins did a great job taping this box up. There was no way these were going to get lost in delivery, because there is tape on every square inch of this box. And I can tell you that the priority mail box that he sent it in was also covered every inch with tape. And the box I sent him, I know I did not tape as well. So hopefully he does receive it. And if not, we'll figure out how to make it right. But I know he's expecting a box from me as well. And look at this side. This side looks way better than what it looked like through the holes. We had a lot of shiny enders on the other side, so I'm excited to see that. But if you saw the way I had to cut through this, if you're doing a penny box trade, make sure you do what Pine Creek Coins did and not what I did, because his coins got here in all one piece. So we're going to get that pushed back. If you are hunting pennies, or if you're new to hunting pennies, a couple of things you're going to need. One, you're going to need a decent digital scope. 2, you're going to need some sort of fine grade, I would say, device to weigh these coins, because a zinc penny weighs 2.5 grams and a copper penny weighs 3.1. And sometimes pennies are kind of yucky and hard to read the dates, and I tell if they're copper just by throwing them on the scale. The last thing that you might need, and I've got this available in the description down below, is a little penny mat. It's part of my checklist document that's in all of my penny hunt videos down in the description. There is a link inside of that document to get to this little Google sheet to download this. And this has all of the different pennies and the different varieties and errors that I'm looking for. So I usually keep that stood up somewhere in the background. So as I'm going through my rolls, I always have a reference for what I'm looking for. So with that said, let's crack one roll here together. Look through it really quickly to see if there's anything interesting in there, like some copper or some wheat cents. We won't look at every penny as we go through here, but I wanted to see you guys see at least one full roll opening as part of this video. I do see a lot of dark brown coins, which is pretty synonymous here with copper. Let's see. That's definitely copper. It's a 1966. 65. Now, I'm hoping to find a lot of California-based pennies, San Francisco's and Denver's. That is a 1960. Looks like a Denver. I find a lot of Philadelphia pennies. There's an 82D that's probably copper. But I don't see any wheat pennies in this roll, so I tell you what, I'm going to go off camera. I'll hunt each of these pennies, and I'll go through them. And as soon as we find something interesting, I'll be sure to bring you in. So I literally just pulled roll number 2 out of the box, and we have a wheat penny ender, and it looks like it's a little worse for wear, but it's a wheat penny, so we're going to take it. Let me get the camera stood up here, and we'll open this one live. Okay, well, here we go. There's that wheat penny, and we'll go ahead and get this one open. I failed to mention at the beginning of the video, this is a hunting album fill series, so I will be getting the penny albums out at the end of the video to see if we can fill anything up. But we are mainly focusing on older wheat pennies, kind of from the 40s and earlier, and we've got a couple of holes like in the late 40s and early 50s, but pretty much everything else is full, and this is beat up. I can't even read the date. Under the scope, it is a 1952S. There's no variety on this, but there it is, our first wheat penny of the hunt. I'm not sure I need that one for my book, and it is pretty beat up. If it is, it would just fill a hole until we found something better. But let me just spread this out and see if we see any other Wheaties in here. There's a 58. There's a 58 Denver. Right there. Wheat penny. Wheat penny number 2. Very cool. I'm just looking here. I don't know if the 58... Yeah, the 58 Philly has a DDO. So that is 2 wheat pennies. That's pretty cool. That's usually half of my finds in a box of pennies from Georgia, so I'll take that all day long. All right, just a few more coppers in there, and we'll go through the rest for varieties and errors off camera. Getting into roll number 3, and we got it laid out in front of us, and look what we found in roll number 3. This is the Centennial. I believe that's what it's called. It's the Centennial Canadian penny, 1867 to 1967. I think they also call it the Flying Dove, if I recall. Made of copper. We always hang on to these, and this one looks okay for being in circulation, so nice foreign for the hunt. We're on roll 17, and we have our next wheat find, and it's actually kind of a nicer looking one here. It came up reverse facing. We've got some good detail, though. Looks like we've got a 1957 Denver. So I just cracked into roll 21, and when I got it open, you can see here, we had some really, really dark stuff right there. I was kind of hoping that it was going to be like an old Indian head penny or something like that, but the funny thing is it's not even the 2 dark ones that were interesting, although we're going to look at this. It might be a Steely, maybe. No, it's a 1986. Looks like somebody's put it in some acid and taken the zinc off. What caught my attention was the coin right behind them, and it is a 1956 Denver. So we've got another wheat penny on the hunt. We're on roll 24, and we have our next wheat penny. If we can get this to focus, look at that. Reverse facing. Let's see what we have here. Actually looks to be in pretty good shape. We've got a 1956 Denver, second one on the box. Same roll, actually at the very end, just 3 coins from the end, this time obverse facing. We've got a 1952 Denver. Unfortunately, no varieties on this one, but I think it's the second one of the hunt. So that brings us to the end of the first California box, and I think I'm going to end the video here and use this as sort of a benchmark for box number 2, and I'll post that at a later date. As far as finds go, we did have a couple of things that are worth talking about. We did about what we do on Georgia boxes for wheat pennies. We had a couple of, let me get in here and see the dates. We had a couple of 52 Denvers. We had a couple of 56 Denvers. We did have a 57 Denver, and we had a 58 Denver. I also pulled 4 59s. I usually like to try to keep track of how many 59s I get. We got 4 in this box. And for those of you that don't know, 59 was the first year of the Monticello building, or the Lincoln Memorial building on the back of the Lincoln Cent. Prior to that, the wheat penny, of course, had the little wheat stalks on the back. So that 59 is the first year. I did get 3 book replacements. I've already checked these against the book. I pulled about 7 or 8 stunners, and these 3 are going to upgrade my book, and I'll show you that here in just a second. But that 2008D, the 1986D, and this 1974S are all nicer than the ones in my books. We did get a couple of Canadian pennies. This one, I believe, is the centennial year, if I recall. Yep, it is the 18... Well, actually, it's kind of weird. It's like 150 year or something like that. 1867 to 1992. And I didn't pull you guys in for that one, but that one did come out of probably a roll like 42 or 43. And then I did bring you guys in here for this, the Flying Dove cent, and I do think this is pretty cool. This is the centennial year coin, or centennial year penny. So that is something I'll definitely just put in a flip, because I think these are really cool pennies. Outside of that, I think I found more 2009 pennies than I find in most Georgia boxes. We ended up with 7 from the early childhood, 2 from the formative years, 1 from the professional life, and 1 Capitol Dome. None of them are going to be upgrades to my books, but we did find them, and I wanted to point them out. So out of all this, we'll throw those in the book. The Canadians will hang on to. The wheat pennies will hang on to. The 59s, I'm just going to throw in here with the rest of our copper, which, by the way, this worked out to about 1.65 to 1.7 pounds of copper, which is light. And most of my Georgia boxes, I usually end up with around 2 to 2.25 pounds of copper. So I'll throw up in the upper right or the lower right hand corner what that copper would weigh out to and what it's worth based on coinapps.com. So let me just set the camera up real quick. We'll show you what the new coins look like punched down, and we'll call it a video. So the first book we're going to update here is it's the 1941 to 1974, and we did find a 1974S. That is definitely going to replace this coin right here. You can see, probably just on camera with me showing it here, this is much more of a red penny rather than the full brown penny that we have here. And I don't know from a quality perspective because I didn't look that closely to it, but just the color alone is going to make me upgrade it. And then the other two coins, let me throw them under the scope here. We had a 2008 Denver, and we had a 1986 Denver. So let me get the last book out in the series. This is book number 3. So we said we were going to upgrade this 1986 Denver. It's not a huge upgrade, but it is definitely an upgrade. So we'll pop that out real quick, throw that in, and then we had a nice 2008. And you can see of all my more current years, this one's one of the gnarliest ones on the page. And you can tell just from the color that that is a huge upgrade to that particular penny. Come on. It doesn't want to come out. There we go. And there we have it. Books have been punched down. So with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I know it's probably a little bit short. We didn't have a ton of finds, but it is what it is. We did what the box produced, and it was kind of neat. I haven't done a penny trade in a long, long time. I think Jinx Brothers might be the last person that I did a penny trade with, and he has since moved on, and he's got another channel where he's doing street scraping, and he's doing really, really well down in Florida. But this was fun. I do have another box from Pine Creek Coins, and I'll go ahead and put a link to his channel up here in the upper right-hand corner and in the description down below. He does a lot of coin roll hunts as well. And I talked about him at the beginning of the video, but I have another box of his from California. And I know just today or yesterday he posted a video, a penny box hunt, where he found a ton of Wheaties. And I think an Indian head penny as well. So with that, I'm going to do that second box in another video. So stay tuned to the channel for that. If you want to make sure you catch that video or any of my coin roll hunt videos, make sure you do drop down below this video, click that subscribe button, and then click that little bell and select all so you get notified each and every time I release a new video. While you guys are down there, make sure you click on that like button, leave me a comment, make sure you share this video with your friends. Take care, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next one.